so glad to be here again on our Tuesday Facebook Live here from our HCTA headquarters on Havana and Columbus Avenue. I'll start off with a couple of announcements. Last Friday we sent out the newsletter. We sure hope that you guys are getting the newsletter, reading the newsletter. We had a couple important announcements in there. We will be running the first course of reading endorsement here for our HCTA members only, beginning on June 8th and running through June 25th. Right now we're planning a face-to-face meeting for that, but that could change. We could do it right this way, virtually. So if you are looking to be reading endorsed, please sign up for our HCTA reading endorsement training with our trainers. And to that effect, we also have free state exams that are being offered right now. So if you need to take an exam for your certification, be it reading endorsement or anything else that you want to get into certification for, right now you could sign up for a free test, and you would have a calendar year between now and next July to take said test. So please do that. The one other announcement I have is that tomorrow, for our members only, FEA will be having a regional webinar, and that's going to be it's going to be about legislation, what's coming down from the state, and how we're dealing with COVID-19 across the state. The regional webinar will be for the I-4 corridor, so the Hillsborough members are also invited. I will be there, so I hope to see you there as well. If you need a link for that, that was also in last week's newsletter, so please look for that.
Okay, one of the other, I guess, biggest issue we've heard about is the grade enhancement things that are going around. We have made clear with the district, and I did have a lengthy conversation with the superintendent yesterday, to say while we support maximum flexibility in the fourth quarter, we don't support in any way forcing people to go back and change grades for the third quarter. Just as you are always free to do as a teacher, you can certainly meet your kids where they are in any way you choose. But we have made clear we do not support any forcing of grade changes in any way. I know many of you have also said this is potentially a lot of extra work for you to go backward, and so again, you'd rather be focused here in the fourth quarter. And so the superintendent seemed very receptive and understanding of that position, and so he was going to talk with Shay McCrae, sort of our acting area superintendent or acting chief of schools, to make sure that principals got that message. As with everything, we know that some principals are quicker on picking up on these things than others. So definitely keep contacting your staff where needed about things related to this. But again, your contract makes clear you are in charge of grades, and we maintain that. While the district can make any suggestions they want, and give you examples of ways you can help kids, you're in charge. And so that's clearly within your purview, and we definitely support that position. So just want to let people know that, although again, I do think how quickly that travels to your particular principal may or may not be, I can't say how quick it's going to be, but I would say as a rep at your site, or if you're not a rep, but you know who the rep is, please feel free to either talk to your site-based rep to have a conversation with your principal, or to talk to, again, your rep here at CTA, because we're happy to have that conversation on behalf of your schools as well. The biggest piece is we've had good responses from principals when we've had to talk to them. I think, again, information can sometimes get muddled from what people initially intend, and so we're just always going by giving people the benefit of the doubt and talking to them where we need to fix things.
I feel strongly, and I get feisty about this issue. I believe that teachers, classroom teachers, have the right to assign grades. That is my right as a classroom teacher. I work very closely with my students when I'm a classroom teacher to make sure that they have all the same opportunity to be successful. If they were not successful in the third 9 weeks, I am not required to go back and change their grade or allow them to make up those assignments. What I can do, and what I should be doing, is working with that student to make sure that they have opportunities in the fourth 9 weeks. as the document actually talks about, is that there will be, you know, it averages your third and fourth 9 weeks. So I think that this is a great opportunity when you have students that have not quite done what they needed to do in the third 9 weeks to have a very clear conversation with the student and the parents that they need to complete certain amount of work and certain assignments in order to get a passing grade. So I see that this is an opportunity, but one that you as a classroom teacher have the ability to assign grades. And as Stephanie and I have talked about, I feel very strongly about this, and you do not have to change anyone's grade at any time. You have control as a classroom teacher.
That's every question.
That's
Every question's about that,
yeah,
right?
That's, and again, guys, I mean, you as teachers are always free. Especially if you're talking about a senior, or you're talking about an 8th grader moving to high school, or you're talking about 3rd grade retention scenarios. Look, in all those kind of key movement points, you're always free to work with a kid and make a change if you think that is the right thing to do. We just don't want anyone put in the position they have to go backward based on someone else's plan. Because again, grades are always within your purview. So let's, I guess, I hope that answers people's questions. Again, just for the record, if your principal is not getting the message or we need to do something, definitely let us know. We'll work with the district to make sure things. We do expect that each school is going to come up with a plan to allow students to get things out of lockers or out of desks, and to provide any other things that, you know, you might have done in the normal course of things. I don't know, you know, in elementary you might have certificates you give to kids, and in high school there may be awards that are going to have to go out to your seniors. So we expect schools are all going to be coming up with ways to do that. That may involve more people having to go into sites. And so right now, we expect that the district's going to apply what has been applied, which is we're going to keep that as limited as possible. But it is, you know, it's going to be possible that as, you know, certainly as teachers, our ESPs have been on site more than teachers. And so I'm going to keep talking for this so we can post it on YouTube, even though it looks like the computer just died.
I'm still seeing it.
Okay, so you are? All right, well, Paul is still seeing it, so.
Nope, it died.
I think we covered it all anyway. What are the questions that you have there that we didn't quite answer? Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry, we're still on video.
No, we are still on video, but
The only other, let her finish. There's one other
we
question.
are, so I expect we're gonna see principals, especially at the high school level, the administrative teams can probably not handle fully having kids come back in and do lockers and all of that. They probably are gonna need some additional help. Again, if you are over 65 or if you are immune compromised, you simply, in my opinion, need to let your principal know that. Beyond that, you should probably talk to your administration about, you know, what you can do, or if you have other challenges like having kids home. But I do think there is going to be, you know, there are going to be additional people needed, and while right now there is a stay-at-home order, my expectation is that the governor is going to lift that at some point very shortly, and so we won't, you know, we won't sort of have the legal means to say no one is going to go. I also think, again, for those of you who are not in a precarious health situation, you know, certainly if you can, try to step up and help schools, because I just don't think administrators or ESPs alone can handle the load. Rob, do we have anything else we want to share in the absence of questions?
I think we covered the big ticket item today, and we went over a couple of announcements, but if you have a specific site-based issue, please email us or call our office during school hours, and we will definitely get back to you and answer your questions.
Absolutely, and I do want to give you all a heads up on something we're working on. I think we talked about it a little bit in the last video, but membership is going to be free for the rest of the year for any new members. All of our non-members will be getting a mailer from Rob and I in the next couple weeks, depends how long it takes at the print house, but we'd say in the next week or so, hopefully they will be getting that information. We'll be following it up with phone calls to encourage people to join us as we go into bargaining and other things this year. It's going to be, just would be great to have everybody at as high a membership level as possible. And again, hopefully, for those of you who know the kind of things we've been doing just through the last month, you can see how worthwhile it is to have a union on your side during these times, even when you have a great school district. So we hope we'll be expanding the family very shortly, and certainly as reps, for my reps out there, or for any of our members, for your friends who are not part of our union family, please, take a minute and have the conversation about why the union is important to you and all of the things that we've been doing and we've been working on through this time. It's important for everybody, for everybody to participate, and we hope we're going to expand our numbers in the coming months. One other last announcement, for any of you who have not yet voted in our runoff election for the board seat, please definitely take a minute to do that. Reps have all gotten emails that should be forwarded to all of you. The links for the election were also in the overall newsletter that went out last week if you need to go back and look. And it's also posted in the CTA member zone on Facebook. And so also any of you who are on Facebook and haven't joined our member-only member zone group, please definitely ask to join. It is going to ask you 2 questions. It's going to ask you if you're a member, and it's also going to ask you if your official name is different than your Facebook name. That's simply so we can confirm membership. But please, again, please come in and join us. That's sort of our short-term replacement for the app, but we've had a lot of people coming and entering in. Last but not least, email me, please, and my email is s.baxter-jenkins@floridaea.org. You can also find it on our website, but please email me if you would be interested in being part of a video. We're working with a videographer and a photographer right now, and he's willing to travel and come see your home setup and get you on tape talking about some of the great things you're doing. And so we'd love to, if you're interested and would open up your home from 6 feet away to do that, we would really appreciate it. We want to highlight the kind of things that are happening. I think it goes without saying that all of you have always been essential to us, but I do think the public is getting to see from their own homes the kind of things you do for kids every day. So we want to make sure we highlight that.
We want to thank you guys for all joining us here on Facebook Live. If you are a member of HCTA, we're hoping that you're joining our CTA member zone. And please help us increase our CTA member zone at your school site by talking to the potential members at your site. We need you guys now more than ever. Once Florida starts recovering from this, we're going to start dealing with the legislature, and we're going to need all of us and all hands on deck. So we hope that you can be part of that with us. And as Stephanie said, we're going to be sending out a letter for our potential members. Thank you again for everything that you're doing and for making e-learning successful here in Hillsborough County and for leading the way, HCTA members. So thank you very much, and we will see you next week on Facebook Live. Thank you.
All right, thanks.